Welcome to another wonderful episode of Kana Online Dance Festival 2020. Today I have a special guest. She is a well-established Mohiniyattam dancer. I would like to introduce our guest for today. Haritha Haridas is a Mohiniyattam and Bharatanatyam performer, teacher, and have performed in various stages in India and Singapore. She is currently running her own dance school in Singapore, Madhusri School of Dance, the first recipient of the first Bhakti Nartaki Award, July 2020. Postgraduate in Bharatanatyam from Sastra University under the tutelage of legendary dancer Padma Bhushan Dr. Padma Subramaniam and her team. Trained under the tutelage of Kerala Sahitya Academy recipient Srimati Shyamala Surendran, disciple of Kalamandalam Kalyanakutty Amma for Mohiniyattam and the Dhananjayans for Bharatanatyam in Dharani School of Performing Arts, Kochi, Kerala. Haritha have completed an advanced Mohiniyattam course under Dr. Jayaprabha Menon and completed Nagarasa Sadhana under Sri Venu Ji, the well-known Kuriyattam artist. Let me highlight few of her notable performances endeavors in India. Konark Dance Festival, Orissa, December 2007. Rangtarang National Festival of Choreography, Bangalore, 2012. Kochi International Book Festival, Kalakatya Festival, Karur Natyanjali, Ramyotsavam 2015, Payam Mel Shatrughan Festival, Tirunagai Natyanjali Nagapattinam, Karaikal Natyanjali Tirunallare. Her notable performances in Singapore 2016, Krishna Manjari, 2017, Indian Arts Festival Passion for Arts, Diwali event at Changi Airport organized by the Indian High Commission and Changi Airport Group, Kala Vaibhavam 2018 and Singapore Indian Finance Society, Nritya Pravaha 2018. Another notable performance of Haritha Haridas, Mohiniyattam, Faithful Sita for Ramayana series for Indian Heritage Center, September 2020. I'm more than happy to have Haritha Haridas, Haritha Akka, on board for Kana episode 4. She's going to brief us about Mohiniyattam, the brief history about Mohiniyattam, and she's just going to share her knowledge. Please sit and listen to her. Haritha Akka, welcome to Kana.
First of all, thank you, Amritini, for this opportunity. I've been following your channel, and I've been always a big fan of your dancing as well since a long time, since I've been in Singapore. So it's actually my pleasure, my honor that I'm able to at least interact with you. And like you just mentioned, yes, I'm both a Bharatanatyam and a Mohiniyattam dancer, and I was instilled into Bharatanatyam like all dancers are generally. And it was much later, almost I did, so before I joined my guru Shyamala Surendran, who was also the disciple of mother, who was known as the mother of Mohiniyattam, Srimati Kalamandalam Kalyanakutty Amma. So she's like our Param Guru. So I still feel I'm still a student.
Even I.
We are always students.
Yes,
I mean, we have to revere all the gurus. Whether we learned from them directly or not, we learned so much from all these gurus. I have not had the fortune of learning directly from Amma Kalyanakutty Amma. Whenever I say Amma, it is Srimati Kalyanakutty Amma. But I know the love and the passion my guru has for her. She sees her like her own mother. And whenever she talks about Amma, her eyes just brighten. So that is instilled into us also. Okay, I follow, thankfully her daughters, her granddaughters, all of them are into that. So I follow them completely. So they are also my gurus. If not learning from them directly, I follow their videos, I talk to them, I interact with them. So they are also my gurus in a manner of speaking. So like I said, when I said whether this dance form, that's slowness. I think bringing beauty to that slowness, if you want to call it, itself requires a lot of discipline.
Yes.
Exactly. So when I was watching, like I said, I'm watching all their videos and listening to them. I remember. Okay, I will quote her. Definitely, there's no problem. So Srimati Kalavijana, a Kala teacher known to all of us, who is the daughter of younger daughter of Kalamani Kalantikama. She was saying that it is not that we can't do third speed. We can, but the beauty of that adavu, the roundedness of the adavu will disappear.
Yes.
It's not that we don't do third speed. Now for a I won't say Tirmanam per se, but we do have our Dititais. So for Dititais we do third speed, but we just don't go in circle. Then we just what could be, when we do something like that, we just do Dititai with the eye, but it still brings the beauty.
Very true.
All the adavus, imagine doing an adavu like this and we go third speed like that.
Yeah.
It looks
It
awkward.
yes, very true.
So the beauty lies in that grace.
Plus, even when we are learning, let's say it's like, doesn't matter what art form, when we are learning, I am teaching dancing,
Right.
and I've been practicing dancing for many years, but the effort you put in a slow speed gives you the full essence of that particular step. So if you just quickly go to the faster phase, you're not enjoying anything. You're not accumulating all the directions of that step.
Exactly.
You're just jumping forward and dumping all the beauty in it.
Exactly. Speed is exciting, but to get to that speed, you need to start
Even
slow.
when you do the speed, it should be perfect.
It should be perfect.
And to get that perfection, you have to master the slow speed.
Exactly.
When you go to the slow speed, that beauty starts there.
So you just said it's the aesthetics of it. I'm not going to generalize it, but it is most of the adavus are round. Even when we start with the posture, okay, we have what we call 5 mandalams. I'm going to compare it to our Bharatanatyam. I think it will be easier for people to understand. So Bharatanatyam, when we say our postures are Samam, Aramandalam and Mulumandalam. In between we don't have. But in Mohiniyattam, which we call Nilavu, we have 2 in between. We have Samam, then we have Kal Mandalam, Ara Mandalam, Mukkal Mandalam and Mulu Mandalam. Another thing is about how we keep our leg. Now, how Amma's style, we don't keep our leg in the usual position which you would have seen.
Yes.
Keeping it really apart.
Yes.
Amma believes in keeping it in a Trayashra position. So she actually has a chollu Randangilam idam vitta. Kudikal vechu kondaho mukkonakrithiyil pada yutnam nilavullada. Okay, that's a little poetic.
Yeah.
But basically, Randangilam idam vitta. Keeping 2 finger gap. Mukkonakrithiyil in a triangular shape. So that's how we have to keep it.
Okay.
Okay, and then obviously when you keep it, it will upturn a little bit. Ideally, it should.
Oh.
We have to hold ourselves tight. So what happens is most of them we just keep it like this. They tend to fall. Ideally, we just stick ourselves over there. The other one, the position of them keeping it far, came due to a lot of evolution of the dance form.
Okay.
Yeah, because hand in hand, and we wanted to revive the dance form, so we had to borrow elements from Kathakali, especially in the beginning. So that's how the other food came. So that's why I'm saying that's when the history of it comes in.
Oh, okay. When you said history, can you elaborate a little bit about it?
Okay. Again, there are so many views into this. Some says Mohiniyattam is an ancient dance form. The one who says there's really not much history of Mohiniyattam, and in comparison to Bharatanatyam. Okay, that is also there. And if you take in a very historical, dated manner, maybe not. You really don't have such a history. But if you go into how Mohiniyattam came into being, we can go actually into mythology. Okay, when Pralaya came and the earth had to come back position, and Mohini had to entice Shiva.
Yes, this story.
That is the story we all know. So that is what happened. That is one of the things, and that is so this again I heard from another very veteran guru. She was talking the other day. It was Nirmala Panikkar. She was talking. So I was listening to this, and that's when we came across this kind of explanation. It was quite nice. So we have a very so our repertoire, we have an item called Chollikattu, which is one of the first items which we do. But Chollikattu means it's a kattu of a lot of chollus basically. So it's a pure nritta piece, and at the end of it you have one sloka on Shiva. And the beginning, when they usually say it begins with a nice sloka called Ananda Nritya Samaye It's a long one, so I'm not going into that. In Ragam Anandabai. And there is also a connection to Devi. Now that is another thing what I wanted to say. A lot of our dance forms are connected to goddess, Shakti Devi.
Okay.
And in Kerala, as such, Devi is very important. Especially all the Kerala folk arts are all based on
On
Devi.
Devis,
Most of
okay,
them, yeah.
okay.
Okay. Stories of Devi and showing her Shakti, that kind of thing. So Ananda Nritta Samaya is probably describing the Ananda Thandavam of Shiva.
Wow, okay.
Huh. Okay, and Shiva and Mohini coming in together. Yes, it's a very beautiful. It's just two lines, and very nice. Like one mention comes in Gosha Yatra, written by the well-known poet Kunjan Namyar.
Kunjan.
Yeah, I'm sure all dancers know about him. Pioneer of autumn Tulak artist. So he also mentions this, but in this, and he also mentions another literary form called Chandrakanta, if I got that right. Yeah, but again in a very derogatory manner. He doesn't talk about them in a nice way. So that those are the kind of mentions we have, and of course then Kathakali was always given more importance.
Very true. Very
Okay.
true. Yes.
Even now, when you ask somebody what is the dance form from Kerala,
Kathakali.
Kathakali. Mohiniyattam is number 2 over there. So Mohini Attam, we don't know where the term came from. Now, unlike Bharatanatyam, we know where the term came from. 1930s. Of course, our E. Krishna, just from southern it became. But I don't know how the term Mohiniyattam came. Again, they are taking it back to that Mohini. Ananda Nritya Sadhane, that one, you could trace it back to that, but it's fine. In a manner of speaking, it is fine. Go back to Swati Tirunal's court. So it came into Swati Tirunal's court, definitely, back to due to Vadivelu, and Swati Tirunal was he's a connoisseur of dance, and he's written so much.
So much, yes. His contribution for all the art forms is actually it's tremendous.
It's tremendous. For somebody who lived for such a short time, he passed away at 32. Imagine what he would have done if he lived for a long time. Swati Tirunal's lot of poems were really written for Mohiniyattam. If you take an example, Punde Nermuri or Indu Mama Sadanathil, all of them are even performed today. Punde Nermuri even Bharatanatyam they do it.
Yes.
I think I've seen that. So that's just an example. So that, but we still believe that he is actually a big influence in bringing out this form, along with Vadivelu. And then again there was a decline that happened. Especially his successor was really not keen on Mohiniyattam. His focus was completely on Kathakali, and then again Mohiniyattam went into the trenches. It was quite a sad thing that happened. And much later in the 1930s, when Sri Mukunda Raja and Mahakavi Vallathol, they wanted to revive this form, and they set up the Kalamandalam, which we all know about. And in Kalamandalam again, somehow bringing up teachers from here and there, and also using a little bit of male teachers. One of the first teachers that was appointed in Kalamandalam by Mahakavi Vallathol was O. Kalyani Amma. Okay, so her name was O is Urikalartha. So a lot of Kerala names are like that, Urikalartha and those kind of names. So she was one of the first teachers, and she was actually a disciple of a Kaigoti Kali. You know, the Kaigoti Kali is a folk dance of Kaigoti Kali teacher Krishna Menon. Okay, it was close to Thrissur. Thrissur is a town in Kerala. And so I'm not going to trained by so and so. It's a lot of things. Anyway, finally she was instilled in Kalamandalam as a teacher with a few girls, but she left it very fast due to the infamy of the dance form again. That has also happened quite a few times, And I just want to love to mention few of the items they
Yes,
did. Okay?
yes.
Okay, so like one was Endaho Vallavo, okay. Then one Telugu Varnam in Yedukula Kamboji, all few. And then one Tilana and Arabi, one Bhairavi Chatiswara, and little bit of Cholikata. So these are the only few items they really had over there, okay. And they use a lot of hastas more than adavus.
Okay.
It was just hastas. The adavus were much lesser back then. And viniyogas are same.
Okay.
Of course, the way they do it might be different. So if we do something like this in Mohiniyattam, they might do it in a little more vivid manner. They have to. Okay, and they will use their eyes.
Yes.
And when we do, so this is how we do demons. Okay, it's a very, sometimes it's confusing because in Hasta Lakshana Deepika, this is Pataka. This is Kartari Mukha in Abhinaya Darpana. And this is Kartari Mukha in Hasta Lakshana Deepika. And then this is Shikara in Hasta Lakshana Deepika.
Oh my.
Yeah, and we have Shikara.
Yes.
So it's, it could be a little confusing, but that's how it is. We wanted to know the difference, how we followed, so we followed this text. Some of the Vinayogas are, like I said, quite nice. Very similar to the Abhinaya Darpana Vinayogas. I thoroughly enjoy the Vinayogas mentioned in Abhinaya Darpana. Very similarly, they have it in the Lakshana Deepika, which is still followed till date. At the same time, there are a lot of dancers who also follow a textbook called Balarama Bharata. Okay, I'm not very familiar with it. I just know about the textbook written by King in Kerala, Kartika Tirunal Balarama Varma. Yeah, that's why the name Balarama Bharatam came into being. And finally, the dance form was coming back to something, and Kalyani Kuttiyamma was very much one of those first people to do that. And in fact, Vanathol gave her the what do you say? He just requested her, please, I'm going to leave you Mohiniyattam in your hands. You have to take it forward now. He saw the spark in her, and then she just carried on, and that's what we're following till date. And all the topmost veteran dancers we have now, Bharati Shivji, one of the top dancers, Kanakrale, all of them went to her and learned. And then they found their separate banis, of course. But they all, Gopika Varma, they all still follow her principles almost. Of course, they brought in their elements. So that's what I was coming to. So the one element that came much later. So when I'm talking about banis they might follow. Their base, their foundation is Ammaharu. Okay, there might be variations here and there, but the adavus, the pedagogy has been set by her. Taganams, so we have 4 sets of adavus: Taganams, Jaganams, Daganams, and Sammishrams or Bakanams. Same, and Tirmanams, of course. This was set by Amma. There's no doubt, and if anybody says that no, we are following this, no. Amma is the one who said this, and everybody after that follows this in variations, I'm sure, but this is how it goes. So even in Cholikattu, the adavus go in that fashion. We start with a few of Taganams and it goes into Jaganam. Even the music is like that. Okay. So it goes into Ja, then it goes into Da, and we end with 1 or 2 Sammishrams and 1 Sloka on Shiva. And Cholikattu has another history altogether. Let's not go into that. And actually, I will come into that in a circle when I say about Saptam. So that is Cholikattu, followed by Jatiswara. No explanation of it. We know what a Jatiswara is. Then we have the Varna. And very similar pattern. Varnam is followed exactly the way it is followed in Bharatanatyam. Then we have Padams or Javali as such as a terminology we don't use. With Padams or Ashtapatis. Very important. Ashtapati is a very, very important form of the Kerala's music. Who does Ashtapati for sure. And so Padam or Ashtapati, and we have another 2 of them which came in. One is Omana Tingal Kidavu. Okay, Omana Tingal is a very, very well known. So Omana Tingal as such, we don't know what genre to put it. So we just say we are doing Omana Tingal. Everybody will know what it is. Omana Tingal is a very, very well known lullaby. Which was written during Swati Tirunal's period. Actually, it was written when he was born. The famous Iriyaman Thambi wrote it for Swati Tirunal's mother, Omana Tingal Kidavu. Okay, and that became part of the repertoire. And we still do it. I did it recently. I myself done it on stage couple of times. It is always so fresh because all Malayali mothers and fathers and kids, all of them associate with. Because my grandmother has sung it for me, my mother has sung it for me, I've sung it for my daughter. My 5-year-old daughter knows the song now. She will understand, Omalatingal, she knows the line. So it's also part of our, we all have such lullabies in our culture, no? Which so it's also part of our culture, and we dance to that even now. So it just, when we say, yeah, we're doing Omalatingal, we say Omalatingal. You can probably put it under the Padam's genre, if you want. Yeah. Because it's full abhinaya and nothing else really. So that, and we have another dance form which we call dance item, sorry, not form, which we call Pandatam. Okay, yes, Pandatam. Simple dance form as dance item as it is. Pandu Atam. So it's a very cute little piece. It was actually written by Balathur Narayana. It was his composition, and about it's like it's not any Devastuti. It's a very human thing. It's like with this girl who's fought with her friends, and she just comes walking away, and her friends are going in search of her. Say, come, let's play. Come, trying to console her. No, please don't sit angry with us. Like that. And they keep praising her, say, oh, you're so pretty, come and play. And finally they're like, okay, don't come, you stand there. But in between there's a very profound thought. They say, it says, Unnamikam Keelpadikam E Nara Jeevidam Pole. Means the ball goes up and down just like our life. E Nara Jeevidam Pole. The very profound thought. So in this, especially during this COVID period, we know the situation. We are making best of the situation.
Yes.
So again, it's a very favorite piece of lot of dancers, because after that we actually played ball on the stage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very cute piece. Even adults love doing it. So that also, we don't know what genre to put in. We just say Pandatam. We don't say Padam or anything. Pandatam. So we also add that, but we replace it with, so Pandatam mainly replaces a Padam. That's what I'm trying to say. Which then followed by mostly a sloka, and any sloka, okay, any bhakti based complete sloka. But that will be mostly a short piece, followed by Tilana. Now, Tilana is what is always we see as the last item. In here, in Amma's repertoire, Tilana is the penultimate item. It's something followed by called Saptam. Saptam is the 7th item of the repertoire. Saptam is generally showing a story, an entire story. So one of the first Saptams choreographed is called Rama Saptam. What Rama? Just various episodes of from Ramayana. Okay, so we have Rama Saptam, we have Shiva Saptam, we have Ayyappa Saptam. I'm sure there are a lot of other Saptams. These are the traditional Saptams. Ayyappa Saptam actually my guru's choreography. Rama Saptam and Shiva Saptam are Amma's choreographies. Okay, but just storylines. So that is Saptam. So this is the repertoire here. So we have another repertoire which is actually set through Kavala Narayana Panikkar through his studies of Sobhana Sangeetam, and that is when Bharati Shivji ma'am and Kanakrale, they all started instilling Sobhanam into their repertoire. Hence it became so well known. So Sobhana Sangeetam repertoire, the first item we call it Mukhachalam. Okay, Mukhachalam from the name itself is like the face, and it's a very Nritta based item, and face, movement and things like that. That's how it works. And it goes on to something called Tattva, philosophy. So we do they do philosophical side of anything. So I've learned an item called Ganga Tattva from the Jayaprabha ma'am, very famous, well-known Mohiniyattam dancer. And of course you have an item called Niram. Niram, if you compare, a lot of people think Niram is very similar to Varnam. It's actually not. Niram is actually 5 colors of Devi. So in Kerala we have Kalameluthu. Okay. So they put the kalam with these organic powders for festivals. So using those 5 colors, showing various forms of Devi. So it's like that. That is Niram. Then you have your Padam or Tyani and Ashtapati. Ashtapati is a very important item or important part of Sobhana Sangeetam. So you know what Sobhana Sangeetam actually the word means? Sobhana means steps. So the steps to the temple, the 7 steps to the temple. That's how the music came. The word came. So Sobana Sangeetam. Sobana Sangeetam music is also kind of they infer it to how a devotee gets into a temple. Okay, what he first sees, what she first sees, what she first feels, the emotional upheaval he might feel going around a temple, no, during the circumambulation. So the items in Sobana repertoire is almost set like that. So when you get in, you always, when we do circumambulation, we always start onto the left side, correct?
Yes.
And then the first person you see is Ganesha. So that's the thing. So you start with Ganesha Stuti, and then you're facing, you see everything, you're walking, so you're understanding that, and then the philosophy of the temple, that you start, Kotipadi Seva comes through that. You're starting to hear all these slokas and whatever they're singing, so you're instilling that. And then Padam, of course, you're trying to unite with them, and then you finally unite, and then that is Jiva for you. It's a very, very, very brief way of saying it. I guess the last item is what they call Jiva. Jiva means life. So maybe finally after the circumambulation of the devotee, he or she reaches there, and they feel reunited with the Paramatma itself. So that's the feeling of Jiva. Ultimately just reaching there. So exactly, the Sobana Sangeetam repertoire is very much like the circumambulation of a temple in Kerala. And even the dance forms, I'm going to not taking too much of your time. Even the dance form as such, especially dance forms of Kerala, are very much similar to the construction of all these temples. Okay, the roundedness.
Yes, the Kerala temples have that round shape.
Yeah, all of them are round shape. And what is the significance of a round shape could be very much similar compared to the weather. Okay, it's rainy there half the time, so we need slopes like that. So hence it's all rounded, and we have our movements. All of our movements are rounded. Our costumes are all rounded, and this was a very big revelation for me when I was talking to another very well-known dancer. And when she mentions it, it just hit us.
It's amazing even for me because it's really interesting.
It is. So one of the things about dance itself, when we talk about a dance or anything, we compare it to the pravritti of that place, correct? And obviously every dance form is influenced by where they come from, the climatic conditions, the weather, the people. I'm sure Mohiniyattam is also very much influenced by the weather, because we wear cotton clothes and weather is always tropical, cotton with wool, and the ladies over there also wear that. So the place itself, the region influences the dance form. That's what I want to say. And so the Banis we created, obviously we were influenced by the music, I'm not denying that, but at the same time the place itself, the region is influenced the form, and I want to continue propagating this beautiful, sinuous, I'm saying sinuous, but it's a very graceful dance form. Kaishiki Vritti is like in abundance in this form. And I want to continue doing that.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
And I'm glad, Amritini, because it's not very often I've seen dancers like you coming and asking me to talk about, or
It's my pleasure.
me or anybody else. I am saying me, I'm not talking about Harita, I'm just talking about myself as a Mohiniyattam dancer. So I'm representing all the Mohiniyattam dancers. I feel honored because I feel I'm representing this beautiful dance forms through my gurus and their gurus. And dancers like you, I mean, you are such a phenomenal dancer, and coming and trying to propagate this form itself is a very heartening thing. So yes, of course, we are all one community, right? Whatever dance forms we may follow, but we are all here together. Our foundation is the same. We might have digressed due to regional or pravrittis, how we call it, but we are all one over here. So we should all work together for all our forms, and as dancers and as an artist, and I'm very, very happy.
That was a wonderful discussion with our beloved Harita Akka. Thank you, Akka, so much for sharing your knowledge with us. With this, we are entering the second phase in Kanna, the performance segment. I would like to take these opportunities to thank the gurus who have contributed to Kanna. Without you, Kanna is not possible. Thank you so much, gurus, for letting your students take part in Kanna. Let us watch the young dancers, support them and encourage them.
Joshi. I'm learning in SOTA, School of the Arts, Singapore.
And I'm from St. Margaret Secondary School.
We are 6th year Bharatanatyam students learning in Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society.
Under the tutelage of Guru P.N. Vikas. The first item we are going to perform is a short version of a Varnam in Ragam Sri Ranjani and Talam Adi. The music composition is by Sri Papanasam Sivan and the dance choreography is by Srimati Rukmini Devi.
The second item we are going to be performing is a Tilana in Ragam Paras and Talam Adi. The music composer is Puchi Srinivasa Iyengar and the dance choreography is Srimati Rukmini Devi.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ तनुं तनतधिरना आकृतानितों तद्धीरना कृततनुं तनतधिरना आकृतानितों तद्धीरना कृततनुं तनतधिरना आकृतानितों तद्धीरना कृततनुं तनतधिरना Dina Krishna Nanda Dina Dina Krishna Nanda Dina
Namaskaram, I am Gopika.
Pooja, Anupama,
Mahima, Aishwarya,
Pratyuksha. Today we are going to present Dashavataram,
which is composed by School of Bhadanjali, sung by Shri Hari Prasad,
and dance choreographed by Srimati Nivedita Satish Kumar.
Today we are happy to perform in the online Kannada Dance Festival.
Thank you for giving a nice opportunity.
Thank you.
Nizari ma ba ma ri zari ni ba ma ri ma sa ni ba ma ba sa ni pa ma ri sa ma ni pa ma ba ni ba ma ri ni sa nizari ma ba ma ri zari ni ba ma ri ma sa ni ba ma ba sa ni pa ma ri sa pa ma ri zari ni ba ma ri ma sa ni ba ma ba sa ni pa ma ri sa मत्स्यावताराय नमः मत्स्यावताराय नमः मत्स्यावताराय नमः मत्स्यावताराय தத்தனும் தயனும் தத்தயனும் ததயனும் ததனும் துந்த தயனும் ததயகனும் ததயகனும் தத்தயனும் ததயனும் ததனும் துந்த தயனும் ததயகனும் ததயகனும் ததயனும் ததயனும் தும் ததயனும் தனும் ததனும் ததனும் தனும் தனும் தும் தனம் த கூர்மாவதாராய நமக கூர்மாவதாராய நமக கூர்மாவதாராய நமக கமபதனி சனி பமக சனி சக மகம பமபதனி ச 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 சக கம பபதனி நி ச சக மக வராஹாவதாராய நமக வராஹாவதாராய நமக வராஹாவதாராய நமக సమగ పమద పమగమరి సమపద పసని రి సని దని ద ప సమగ పమద పమగమరి సమగ పమద పమగమరి సమపద పసని రి సని దని ద ప మగ పమద పస సని ద పమద పమగమరి సమగ పమద పద సని దవ మదవ మగమరి దని దని దద మవద బవ నిదని దద గమరి దని రి దత్త దని దవ మదవ ప గమరి దని రి దస్స నిదని దద మవద బవ నిదని దద గమరి దని రి దస్స దని దవ మదవ ప గమరి దని రి ద వామనాయ నమః త్రివిక్రమాయ నమః వామనాయ నమః त्रिविक्रमाय नमः वामनाय नमः परशुरामावताराय 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 नमः परशुराम राम जय जय राम 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम 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 da ba ma re sa da za da za ri ma pa da sa da da ba ma re sa da za da za ri ma pa da sa da da ba ma re sa da za da za ri ma pa da sa da da ba ma re sa da za da za ri ma pa da sa da da ba ma re sa da za da za ri ma pa da sa Balaramaya Namaha Balaramaya Namaha Balaramaya Namaha Krishna Krishna Jai Jai Krishna 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 Krishna 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 Jai Jai 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 Krishna Krishna Avataraya Namaha Krishna Avataraya Namaha Sri Krishna Krishna कल की अवतार कल की अवतार कल की अवतार दशविध दशविध रूप दशविध रूप दशविध ॐ नमो नारायणाय 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 नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय
Namaskaram. I'm Shreya Bijoy, a student at Amritini Shivaharan, and I would like to take the time and opportunity to thank every teacher who let the students participate in Kana. Without your support, Kana wouldn't be possible. We'd like to thank Guru Nivedita Suresh Kumar, Guru Vikas PN, Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society. These performances back to back from dancers from both India and Singapore were truly captivating and mesmerizing. Thank you all for your support and participation. We'd like to thank our collaborators, Disha Literary Club Singapore, Tokyo Tamil TV, and Tokyo Tamil Sangam for their active support. Once again, thank you all viewers and performers for your support and participation. Stay tuned next week Saturday 7 p.m. Singapore time for another exciting episode of Kana.